Container is a pretty overlooked electronic artist, honestly. I've been enjoying Container's work for a little while now. Container has a tendency to name each album Container, so maybe the fact that it's hard for people to differentiate which one's which probably means that some people may have been put off to check out the music or something like that. I don't really know. Regardless, the 2011 album is great, honestly, a really good 2011 release for music in general, and a great electronic release as well, kind of like this ambient house techno type stuff. I dig that kind of thing, so yeah. But this new one, I will admit, I haven't really been following Container over the most recent years, but definitely was interested in seeing what this one was going to sound like, and it's quite a lot different, honestly. It's much more industrial and buzzier. There's a harshness to this album, which I think a lot of like experimental music lovers will certainly dig this one quite a bit more than previous Container albums. And when I say experimental, I mean like experimental. Some of the tracks don't really have like a song to them, really. It's very much just this buzzing sound, kind of like pounding your ears, and I think it could put off some listeners, I will say. Tracks like Nozzle are so bloody hard hitting though, like I can't help but feel like everything is just intensifying and just kind of like ripping me apart from the inside out. It's a very weird listening experience, I must say. But I've got to be honest, like tracks like Nozzle and then the closing track, I think are fantastic. They just really mess with my head. Like it's frazzling your brain as you're listening to it. It's really mad. It's mad. So with repeated listens, it did start to get a bit too much, I think. But I just have such a high appreciation for what Container's doing on this. Like, I really enjoy just listening to this and being completely confused and bamboozled while playing it. It's not quite on the level of insanity as someone like Arca, who's just constantly changing things up to the point where you can't keep up with what the hell is going on, but it still has its own separate identity to it that I feel like is really impressive. It's like this constant friction rubbing against your ears. It's honestly like sandpaper just like scratching your skin and just not being able to escape it. It just unfortunately doesn't have a great amount of replay value though, because once you've heard it a few times, it actually starts to wear off a little bit, and I think, you know, the enjoyment that I was getting on the first listen wasn't there as much when I played it like the third time, to be honest. I was still liking it, and some of the beats are really hard hitting too, so you can kind of feel like some of the intensity coming through the beats as well. You could probably even go for a run listening to this album, but I sort of felt like I got everything I wanted to get out of it by the third listen. And look, the thing is, it's only 29 minutes long, so I think that kind of went to show me that going down the line, I don't know how much I'll be playing this later on in the year. I'm going 7 out of 10 though. I think this is really impressive, really cool album, definitely an interesting listen for the year. Another example of electronic music killing it in 2020, the first quarter of 2020 anyway. Hopefully you check this out and enjoy it as much as I did, and maybe even more. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Thank you for watching. Have a good day and subscribe and goodbye.